Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Hi people on YouTube, Wealth Insider, Stephen Taylor. Hey Latino, I'm doing well, how are you? I fixed the Twitch and the YouTube titles. How many games today? 10. Welcome to Sub Sunday, everybody. It's where I analyze subs games. The first game submitted was from my brother Mark from the U.S. Open in 1982 in St. Paul, Minnesota. That was my first U.S. Open. We went and saw a Twins game right before the tournament at the Metrodome. Is Mark a vegetarian? No. Grand Chess Tour is going on. You saw it? No, I didn't know it was going on and I didn't see it. Sicilian Games is banned for not understanding that vegetarian and vegan diets are the most healthy. Sicilian Games avoids getting banned because he's a sub. But is he a vegan sub? That is the question. Go, Funky Monk. Sometimes tournaments have a brilliancy prize, but that's pretty rare. But sometimes they do. We should be on Chess TV, but we don't have a lot of viewers. Oh, there we go. Now we have more. I wait till we're on Chess TV before I analyze any of the games. Fen Beingold. Hey, it's Fen Beingold. Thanks for 500 bits. How do you submit games? Impossible. Fen Beingold subscribed to Tier 3 for 69 months. Funky Monk gave 100 bits. Bonarici using the word onerous? Is that Bonarici? Or did somebody take over his account? The hype train is incoming. Bonarici with the big words today, like Chat GPT. Yeah, but what's another word for thesaurus? Oh, snap. Okay, my brother wrote, we'll do game one now. Bonarici mentioned a few weeks ago he had played Walter Buell. I also played Walter at the 1982 U.S. Open. Thanks, Fen Beingold. Oh, they play chess at Times Square? I didn't know that. Hey, Zach. Okay, I also played Walter at the 82 U.S. Open in St. Paul. Here is the game. Or maybe here it is, since I'm not sure I'm doing this right. If the game score cuts off halfway through, just remember I hate you. And then there's the game. It seems like it was put in correctly. C5 is an interesting move. Queen B6, I don't know. It's also interesting. I know C takes D4 is a move. And Queen B3 is not good. Well, the engine says you should take the bishop on F6. Says black's better there. Now it says white's slightly better. This just looks like a draw. This game was very well played. Draw agreed. Yeah, I don't have much to say except you guys played really well. If Bonarici does a game score, it's going to be pretty high. You guys got into a drawn ending, and neither one of you made any mistakes. I don't know the answer to your question, sassy girl. Well, Mark was lower rated, but it looked like Mark was playing for the win. Yeah, they don't have 12-round U.S. Opens anymore. Those were fun. Yeah, both sides played really well, I thought. I wonder what Kramnik would say about that. A game played in 82 between an expert and an A player, and they drew. And they both played 95. Yeah, Queen B6 is an interesting move. I don't know that move. But his Queen B3 is not the refutation. Not that there was a refutation, but still. Yeah, that was a good game. Okay, Hitbear submitted a game from Hitbear. Hitbear made a new account. Now he's much higher rated and wants you to analyze this game. Very suspicious. So Hitbear is white, and his opponent's NN, and they're both 1700. It's a 10-minute game. Played on chess.com. D6 isn't very good. Black should play D5 here. And white has a nice position. H4 is not good. It's not bad. Exciting chess. The engine wanted to play knight takes f7, but I don't know why. Seems like it loses a piece. Really hates that move. Now it says white's winning. Rook takes g4 is a good move. In this position, white should play bishop d6 check. Then if rook e7, we have mate. And otherwise, black gives the queen away. So that would have been better than e takes d5. Now white's threatening queen h8 mate. bc4, that just allows queen h8 mate. Boy, Hitbear played really well. Rook takes g4 sack was really good. Black's play was not good. Black didn't defend well at all. Typically, club players don't defend very well, but they attack okay. Yes, Hitbear doesn't like when Hitbear wins because Hitbear thinks Hitbear is cheating all the time. But there was no cheating that game. That was just, White played very speculative, and then White sacrificed correctly and won. Black didn't defend well. Yeah, Black didn't play well this game. As you can see from Black not moving any of these pieces. Like the game's over, it's checkmate, and Black didn't move the three of the most important pieces. Pat says, not my proudest game, but certainly one I can learn from. I spent a large chunk of time considering 18a5 instead of rook f8. I couldn't bring myself to play a5 because I felt I'd be giving up the initiative to play a prophylactic move. After 29 rook a8, I had gone under 2 minutes and regrettably just started to play fast. Okay, this is Shredder at 2100 level playing Patrick. It's a reverse Sicilian. So far, both players are playing well. Black's better. Black has the two bishops. Wow, rook takes f3. Always sack the exchange. Yeah, a5 stopping rook takes a7 is good if Black's going to play rook f8 and bishop c8. Now it says it's equal. Now it says Black's better. Now it says Black's winning. Doesn't like queen a2. And then draw by reputation. Yeah, that was a good game. In this position, Black should play king g5. Yeah, the problem with bishop g2 is then the bishop can't block the queen checks. If the king walks up, then we can block with the bishop on h5 and the pawn on g5 and still push our pawn. After bishop g2, the bishop can't participate in defense of the king. So white has perpetual. That was a good game. I like the way black always sacked the exchange. Then black was winning. Also, in this position, bishop takes e4 check is winning. Then if king takes queen g6 check, king takes, queen check, king up, queen check, and rook takes rook. And black's winning because white's king is too exposed. But yeah, that's easy to miss. And black's winning here also, but it's not easy to win because your king's exposed. But you were in time trouble, so can't expect too much. Draw by reputation. Hi, Ben. This is a 5-minute game I played on chess.com last month featuring the Fischer defense to the King's Gambit. I find it can be frustrating to play against the King's Gambit because it seems that no matter what black does after accepting the Gambit, white has a way to stay in the game. Okay, so it's a 5-minute game and both players are 1850. And it was played last month on chess.com. The engine doesn't like G4. It says the p-sec is unnecessary, but it's still fine for white. It really dislikes C6 a lot. It says black should have played bishop G7. Now it says white's doing well. Yeah, here white should play bishop takes pawn. And then if we take, we have rook d1 check. That just loses to queen takes rook. Queen takes rook just wins. Then you have rook takes bishop check at the end if he takes it. So rook g8's a blunder. Now queen takes rook wins. But white played queen e6. Now black is winning. Now white's much better. Yeah, here black should play either king b7 or knight b6 to prevent knight d5 check winning. Now white's much better. And that's a bad move. White should just take on f6. Now the engine says it's equal. White needs to play king f2. King h2 just loses because black can play knight b6 here, attacking the queen and threatening mate. But black didn't see knight b6, so black played rook g5. Now white's better again. Now the engine announces mate for white. Rook f8 check leads to mate. Knight takes b6 check. No, that loses. Knight takes b6 wins because after pawn takes, we can play queen takes rook, defending our e-pawn. Then white's just up a rook. Now black's winning. Boy, what a crazy King's Gambit. That was definitely the craziest game. It was a 5-minute game, so we can forgive the players for their tactical mistakes. I thought your game was good, Pat. Canty became the world champion. Go Canty. What? Yeah, in your game, Pat, there's a critical position you guys reached. Where you could play bishop takes e4 check, winning. King takes e4, queen g6 check. And what you're going to do is you're going to check on c6 with the queen and take the rook. And then rook takes rook. Then you're a pawn up and white's king is running around. So he should be winning for you. Then you're winning here, but it's not easy. And bishop g2 is a mistake because then your bishop can't help defend your king. You want to play like king h4, and then when he checks, you play g5. When he checks here, you play bishop h5. Then you can continue on your merry way with your h-pawn and your g-pawn. So bishop g2 throws away the win, but you were in time trouble. So that, again, that's not a big deal. CJ Gene 990 subscribe. Thank you. I didn't know that Canty boxed. I just knew that he worked out. I know he plays chess. Okay, the next game is from Bonarici. He writes, I have to beat these 2000s if I ever want to become National Master Bonarici. And by NM, I mean nearly master. Bonarici's white, and his opponent is 2060. This was played 2 weeks ago in a game 50 delay 5. Yeah, here white should play e5, and then there's lots of theory, and it's better for white. Bishop d3, I don't know that move. h6 seems pointless. These moves are all good. Black's slightly better. That's not good. Bishop takes bishop. Now white's slightly better. Now white can play knight c7, threatening knight e6. And knight e6 is hard to stop because there's 3 pieces getting forked. So you can only move one of them, then this forks the other 2. So this would win the exchange because there's no defense to knight e6. Now the engine says it's equal. Now it says white's better because black's h-pawn is going to be lost. Draw agreed by reputation. That was a good game, Bonarici. Yeah, playing white in the Sicilian, open Sicilian, isn't good if you don't know, like, 4 moves of theory. You should probably avoid the Sicilian again so you don't get in trouble in the opening. Yeah, so in this position, you should play knight c7. It says you're plus 1.14, so I don't know if that's winning, but it's close to winning. Here's another low elo 5-minute back and forth game. By back and forth, I mean we both suck ass. Lots of terrible moves. Chat will shake their heads in disgrace a lot. Hope you enjoy the game. I am black. Both players are 600 something. This game was played a few days ago. It's a very colorful game. There's a lot of colors in the moves. Normally, black plays knight f6 here. Ooh, f6 isn't good. Never play f6. Yeah, instead of queen c4 check, white should play bishop c4 check. Wow, king takes f6. I assume d5 is better. Yeah, d5 is better. Bishop g5 check is winning. Now bishop g5 check is checkmate. Queen d1. Now black's winning. Now black has forced mate with queen f6 check. Darn. Yeah, rook takes bishop check as mate next move. The best move is queen takes rook. King b2 is the worst move in the game. Obviously, white should have traded queens. And I guess black resigned. Although black could have played queen b2 mate. But queen takes knight is fine. Hi, fried liver enjoyer. I hope that's a chess opening, not a food. Oh, white lost on time? Well, he lost on time just in time. That was a good time to lose on time. Hello. Sorry to hear that, Thomas Beckett. Who's Detroit playing, Mark? Is Detroit playing the Yankees or the Guardians? I was confused when I saw what it said. The Guardians? Is it just one game, the wild card, or do they play like a 3-game series? Oh, it's a 3-game series? The Ravens don't have any defense, and their quarterback's injured. So the Ravens are done. I mean, their defense doesn't play well. Give up 40 points a game. Yeah, but the Chiefs don't give up 40 points a game. The Ravens have had a tough schedule. Lions, the Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills. No wonder they're 1-3. Can't beat good teams. Yeah, the Bills are good. Bills. Yeah, I follow the NBA when they're playing. Go Lions. No, I don't follow the NHL. Well, I root for the Atlanta Hawks and the Pistons because I'm from Detroit, but I live in Atlanta. Well, those are the two teams I root for. I've never been to a Hawks game. I think I went to a Pistons game once. I think so. I was at a Sacramento Kings game once in Sacramento. Go Tigers. I saw the Tigers play the Braves last week with Mark and my daughter Iram. The Braves won 10-1. Okay, next game. I played white in this game, finally playing again after taking a couple of months off. Always sacked the rook. This was a 10-minute game, and both players are 1700. White is our hero. White's slightly better. Good game so far. C6 isn't a good move. Black should play knight d7 here, so that the queen and bishop control the king side a little bit. Yeah, here white should play queen h3. Rook takes h7 is a good move. That's a good sacrifice. Threatening queen h7 mate. Queen g6 check is a quick mate. Nice game. White played really well, especially for a 10-minute game. Good games today. The chat explains how to send a game in. Hello, Ben. I haven't been playing OTB games these last weeks. Here's a solid game we played together on live. So I'm black in this game. The engine says this is all fine. Says white slightly better. Now it's a draw. Now it says bishop takes, bishop wins. Now it says it's a draw again. Now bishop takes pawn draws, but you played b4 and now you're lost. So this is the first position in the game you were lost, except I could have traded bishops on b5 and won earlier. And then you resigned, I think. That game was pretty good considering, you know, when I'm playing 3-minute online, I'm not, you know, not playing my best. Yeah, let's go back to bishop takes b5. Thanks, Fried Liver Enjoyer, for subscribing. Yeah, it says black is +6 here. Etc. What was the cap score of that game, Bonarici? Yeah, that was a pretty good game. Pretty good for a 3-minute or 5-minute game. Yeah, if you submit a game on Saturday, that's fine. I didn't play a lot better than him. I played a little better. It was a drawn endgame. For most of the game, he played just as well or better than me. Okay, this is from C.L. Smith. He says, "Hi, Ben. Here's another game from the prestigious Alabama State Championship. In this game, I think I was too worried about what might happen on the king's side and made too many defensive moves and was never able to equalize. Then I lost in the center and the queen side." He's playing Bill Melvin. Bill Melvin's a master. Slow time control. C.L. Smith is black. Yeah, white actually doesn't want to trade dark scored bishops because white's remaining bishop is on e2. That's not very good. So bishop h6 is not a good move. Knight e5 is not a good move. h4 is not a good move. That's not a good move. Now it says it's equal. Now it says white's +1. Cup of Coffee Man's rating with a party of 4. Thanks for the raid. I hope you had a good stream. Somebody give Cup of Coffee Man a shout out. Yeah, black made too many pawn moves, weakened his position. F6, E6, D6, B5, A5. Too many pawn moves. Yeah, now black's just lost on the queen side. And black resigned because the pawn's queening. White played really well that game. White must have played 90 or 91 that game. Yeah, I do it every Sunday. Black played the opening fine. Black's position's fine here. Then yeah, E6 and F6, that's not good. Now white already has a big advantage because black's made too many pawn moves. And black has a weakened d-pawn. Black doesn't want to play e6 because it weakens his d-pawn a lot. Because there's a half-open d-line. And that just loses a pawn. Queen takes queen is a mistake also. Yeah, white's just a pawn up with the 2 pawns up. Very good game from white. Five question mark moves isn't bad. Yeah, white played 88.5. That's pretty good. Okay, the last game is from Dexter. He's white. It's a game in 3 minutes. Both sides are rated a little under 2,000. And he writes, always sack, never castle. This is a 3-minute game. And white has almost a winning advantage here. Very good play by white. Wow, bishop c4. That's an interesting move. Yeah, white's winning here. Good piece sack. The engine doesn't like sacking the exchange, but always sack the exchange. It just wants to play bishop takes d5 instead of rook takes. So this position's funny. Black has one move that gives him the advantage. Let's see who can figure out what it is in the chat. What's the only move that gives black the advantage here? FM John Curtis's rating. Somebody give him a shout out. The only move that gives black the advantage is long castle. Now black's up a rook and white has compensation. But black's threatening the bishop. Okay, he played a3. That's terrible. Just giving the rook away. Then white didn't take the rook. White should just take the rook. This game's not very accurate, but it's a 3-minute game, so I give them a break. That move hangs mate and 1. Mate. And then the game was a draw because black then played mate. Chess.com is broken and won't let me play queen c1 mate. Then both sides are mated. Did somebody give FM John Curtis Chess a shout out? I hope so. If it wasn't for mate and 1, black would be doing okay in this position. Thanks for giving him a shout out. Okay, now I'll play 3-minute unrated with people because that's all the games. I could have done that me earlier. Yeah, I could have played rook takes h3 mate, but I was too impressed by winning the bishop. Yeah, I was losing the whole game. 1 minute? Okay. my throat's hurting and I need some cough drops, so I'm gonna stop early tonight. Okay, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Thanks for watching.